And now it is time to exfoliate, and this is literally one product that I wish existed sooner, and this is the OSEA Seaglow Resurfacing Scrub. So the reason why I'm such a fan of this scrub is because it is a multitasker, okay? It exfoliates, it cleanses, and it just restores radiance in my skin. And my skin in general, for the past couple of months, have been just so dull and uneven and just like overall really sad because obviously I'm sleeping less. I haven't been like working out as much and sweating as much. What I'm looking for in a product is something that really delivers and delivers quick, because now time is even more precious, is even a more precious commodity for me because I'm working around Kira's like nap times mostly. And I just want to show you guys, I love the texture of this product. It's kind of like a whipped marshmallow texture and it feels amazing. And why I really like this too, it is a mix of a chemical and physical exfoliant, and that's what I always look for in my exfoliators. This product has helped so much with just evening out my skin tone. It really helps to get rid of like the dead skin cells and evens out the skin a lot, and it helps to minimize pores, which like for me, a lot of it on my nose. I feel like I get big pores around my nose and also around my T-zone because my T-zone kind of always has been more oily. My skin literally instantly feels and looks like so much more glowier and so much more radiant. Like I just drank a lot of water and got my sleep. And I could physically feel it too. Like my nose feels a lot smoother and looks a lot smoother, but I love that immediate glow. Okay, I need to moisturize right quick before my skin gets dry though. You guys must absolutely try this multitasking, resurfacing, exfoliator, and cleanser. And for a limited time, you can get 10% off by using my code LMVLora by clicking the link in the description box. Babysitters Club. I don't know if you guys have seen this brand before, but this was an Instagram ad. But I'm like familiar with this jewelry brand. I was always curious and always wanted to order, but now I have a really good reason because they do personalized necklaces. Hello. Okay, so they do Korean lettering and I got Kira's Korean name. Isn't this so cute? So her Korean name is Hyomi, and we actually included this as her middle name. So her full name is Kira Hyomi Roland. My mom's Korean name is Hyung, so it has like the same syllable. So I wanted to start her name with that. And then Kayla and I came up with the name together while we're driving back from one of our favorite places in Rosewood in Montecito. So now that we are 2 months in, I finally feel like I'm like feeling like a little more like myself, getting my routine a little back on track. So pretty much I feel like I was like off the grid and went on maternity leave for like a month or so and a half. And I really wanted to spend that time just being really present with Kira because I mean, it takes a lot and I really wanted to take the time to like bond. And honestly, I feel like between like the feedings and like basically the breastfeeding that is quite frequent. So I feel like there was a point where she was eating every hour. She still does that here and there, but it is really draining, even though you're just sitting there and breastfeeding. So I feel like sometimes my bandwidth aside from just like taking care of Kira, feeding, sleeping, and doing all that and trying to fit things in between, was very little. But now she has more of a rhythm and like more of a schedule, so I feel like it's been actually getting much better. Also, we hired a sleep consultant, which our friend used and she recommended as well, and she's actually been really helpful. So we started kind of, you know, very loosely sleep training Kira at 6 weeks, and I don't know, I think she's also naturally like a really quite a good sleeper, thank goodness. But yeah, so it's actually really helpful because she tells us like what her wake windows are, kind of like good habits so she can like self-soothe and fall asleep on her own. So those things we're practicing, and that's just my whole world right now. But I'm slowly starting to like get back into work, and I'm just like seeing like, okay, how do I like make a space in my brain and personal on an energy level of like motherhood and then getting back into the flow of work. So it's a lot, but we're doing it. But man, being a mom, I feel like I always hear people say it's like so challenging but so rewarding, and it really is so rewarding. Like I am so in love with her, and I feel like I love her more every day. And there's just, it's really fascinating just seeing her literally change, evolve, and like physically grow, and mentally and emotionally and everything, and just develop these new skills day by day. It's pretty wild. I think that's why also I wanted to be really present during this time, because they just grow so rapidly, and like, you know, we'll continue to do so. But anyways, it's been nice getting ready. I finally was able to get out of the house, cut my hair, and like get my lashes done. My nails are still bare. I think I'm just gonna go like bare for a while, because early on when I made my nails like a little longer, I was switching Kira from like one boob to another and accidentally just like scratched her face a little bit. No bleeding, but I scratched her and I was like, oh my gosh. So my nails are just super short now. We're keeping it au naturel for a little bit. But breastfeeding has been going pretty well. I feel like I was like really psyched out about it before I started, but I think my mentality was like, you know what, like whatever direction this goes, I'm gonna go with the flow. But my intention from the beginning has been my goal was to, and still is to, breastfeed for 6 months, whether that's like exclusively breastfeeding or just giving her my pumped milk. So right now I'm doing both. So I am feeding her during the daytime, and whenever I'm home, I always try to just directly breastfeed her. But then at nighttime, I do this thing called power pumping, which is really great. My friends have done that before, and I just researched it a bit online. It's just good to get your supply up. Luckily, I have good supply at this point. I also just like tried a plethora of, you know, lactation supplements and like lactation lattes, and at this point I can't even pinpoint like, was my milk supply just good from the jump, or have all these things actually helped? Because I took like the legendary milk supplements, and then I tried this lactation latte, and then Kalen's godmother made me lactation cookies, and this is all in the beginning. I think around like 3-4 weeks. But right now my milk supply is really good, and I've weaned off actually a lot of the things, and right now I'm just taking the legendary milk lactation supplements. I also met with a lactation consultant in the beginning, and I feel like that was quite helpful as well. So yeah, my breastfeeding journey has been going well, and it's really exciting because now I'm also at this point, because I have surplus, I've been able to freeze the milk, which hopefully, not hopefully, but she will drink that later. You know, I feel like once I rev up work and stuff, it's not going to be as easy to breastfeed so frequently. So kind of trying to build some supply. So when Kira needs milk, we will have breast milk. But yeah, that has been my personal journey so far. But I remember in the beginning, I definitely, before like your mature milk or like your milk supply really kicks in, I remember I was like stressing out a little bit, because I was like, oh no, like I'm not producing that much. But really your body produces as much as your baby needs. So now that she's drinking many more ounces, like before I think I was pumping like 1 ounce a session, but now that like she's drinking a lot more milk, I think sometimes I'll pump like 5 ounces at a time. So, and I think it's like, that's what I always hear too. It's very, what is it? Demand and supply. So the more often that she's feeding, it like cues your body of like, okay, I need to make more milk. But also this is why power pumping is really, really good, because it mimics like cluster feeding. We also have a live-in nanny. In Korean it's called agoma, which directly translates into baby mama, and it's really nice. So basically she's here to take care of the baby but also take care of the mother. So she's making me a lot of like really nutritious foods, a lot of protein, and a lot of Korean seaweed soup, and then a lot of like bone broths. So it's also all that helps with milk production and also just detoxify your body. So I've been eating a lot of that. And also like, I didn't know that breastfeeding just made you so ravenous. Like the amount of food that I eat is shocking. Like my mom is shocked, Kellen's shocked, I'm shocked, everyone's shocked at the amount of food. But you literally need all that energy and supply. Like it's a real ass thing. Where was I going with this? But I don't remember, guys. So I can work a little bit, have a call today, and then later today, Kellen and I are going to LACMA. Also, Kira just got her 2-month vaccination. She got it like a week earlier. But what's really exciting about that is Kellen and I can finally start going out with her, which will be nice, because I always err on the side of being super careful and cautious. So like, we haven't taken her out at all because I wanted her to get her vaccines for it to fully kick in and then start like introducing her and then going out into the world. So there's that. So in our closet, I made Willow like a makeshift bed. I mean, we have a bunch of beds for her, but she loved sleeping on my pregnancy pillow. So basically I made her a little pillow with a gravity blanket on the bottom, which is really soft and plush, and then my pregnancy pillow, and she loves it. Let's take a look. Welcome to the closet. I mean, isn't it so cute? I made her a little donut, and she loves sleeping in this donut. Don't you? We are heading out. We're going to LACMA. I feel like this is like the first time we are having an outing that's going to extend a little bit past 3 hours. So I packed my pumping things in this bag right here. Also that chai latte I have reheated 3 times. So we're gonna head out. It's actually really cool. We are going to LACMA, and Kellen is a what at the LACMA?
We're donors.
We're donors at the LACMA. So you get invited to like really dope events. So basically there is a new wing under construction and we can walk through it. Therefore, we are wearing our boots. But this outfit is like so funny to me. Like cargo pants with boots. It's giving early 2000s. But you're suited and booted, ready to go. Wow. So we were just leaving the LACMA right now, and it was so cool. So Kellen, so technically me, we're donors at LACMA, and they basically invited us to do like a walkthrough of the construction site of an entirely new gallery. I thought it was a new wing, but it's an entirely new gallery. It's a David Geffen gallery.
I think he's so. One of the primary donors.
Okay. It was so cool though. So we had to walk to the construction site, and the way that they're kind of mapping out the museum is different from traditional museum layouts, because you know how for like museum layouts all the art is divided by like period and by country and I guess its own specific kind of history and timeline, and what they're kind of doing is mixing up the genres and breaking up, I guess, how museum layouts are. That was, I don't know how that description landed with you guys, but it was really cool.
Reimagining the hierarchy of how art is generally organized in a gallery. So you generally have certain periods of art in the front of the gallery and at the back of the gallery, and then the top of the gallery is a specific genre or period. They're reimagining that and putting all different types of art together and removing the hierarchy and putting all the art on a level playing field.
Someone paid attention in class. But that was really cool, and this was actually like my first public outing, I feel like, because Kira just got her vaccine, so I feel much safer going out. Before we were very, very safe, so that was a lot of fun. And now we're headed home. I'm gonna pump in the car, and then we're gonna order some food because I'm starvation central. It's giving chic pumping bag. I know that's a better way to do this, meaning I can get a portable pump, but I haven't gotten one yet, so I just basically brought all my Spectra parts. And then I brought this little nursing robe because I'm wearing a t-shirt, so I do have to take my top off. This is like a light little muslin situation. And then I have this in here. We just got home. We're gonna eat our In-N-Out. I am so freaking sleepy, and I'm back in my most natural state.